going somewhere today. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going, but we're going somewhere. Thought I'd just take you along for the trip. Starting a trip with 0 miles. So where am I going? I'm going down my driveway. Well, a little bit farther from that. Let's just see what kind of trouble we can get in today. 4.6 miles in. Gotta get gas. $135.8 miles. I'm in a totally different state. Can anybody decide what state I'm in? It does have a Fiesta mark. It's got Route 66 propane. That's a heck of a clue right there. $320 miles and a half. Still on the road. Right now we're at Chisholm Corner. Hey, that there could be a hint, maybe. I don't know. See that trailer? That might be a hint. We stayed in a bad part of town last night. We stayed on the other side of the tracks. But it was an uneventful night. This is the hotel we stayed in. It's a Super 8. I know, I'm cheap. I'm not picky on hotel rooms for the most part, as long as they're decently clean. This is the room we stayed in. I would give you a tour, but there's nothing fancy in there. Now we gotta get the truck loaded up. Man, we bring everything but the kitchen sink when we travel. That's just the way we are. 496.5 miles into the trip. We probably have about that much more to go. 686.1. I've gone 365 miles since the last fill up. Okay, I had to move. This place is crazy. Every one of these gas pumps are full. Probably every parking spot in this place is full. I mean, come on, this place is insane. Well, by now you know where we're at. Everything in Texas is big. I mean, come on, 12 ice machines? That's just on this end of the store. They have them at all the doors. But here's what's really cool. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to work here? Oh, you want to be in it, huh? It's too low. Oh, right here. $861.4 miles. This is where we ended up. We're staying here for 3, 4, 5 days. But man, the view here is pretty awesome. Right up there is our balcony, actually. You want to see my view? I had the steak and eggs. My wife had scrambled eggs and bacon. Bacon.
Come in.
Hello? I didn't buy a beach permit. I don't need no stinking permit. Is it cold? Cold? Woo! About gonna be playing in the beach in Galveston. That should be ice covered. That is cold. But it's so pretty. We're just a couple of hicks from Arkansas playing in the Gulf of Mexico. After braving the Arctic waters of the Gulf of Mexico, we went to the Moody Gardens rainforest. Really cool. Then we got to watch a 4D movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Every year, Moody Gardens sets up a huge tent and have ice sculptors come from all over the world and create these awesome ice formations. They keep the temperature at 9 degrees inside the tent to keep the ice from melting. At first, I didn't know what to expect going into this big old tent. I was thinking more along the lines of those ice sculptures like you see on tables at fine dining events. Wow, was I sure surprised. Everything you see in these pictures is ice, except for that hotel carpet that's on the floor. All the ice people that you see are pretty much life-size. But a lot of the things like the space shuttle, the Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Christ, those are not life-size. A lot of these ice sculptures really amazed me, like these ice bags here. That had to take a lot of meticulous carving out. Pretty much the theme of Ice World is basically the world. It shows Christmas pretty much from around the world. All kinds of different countries were represented. That's a lot of work to go into to make these animals. I mean, those camels there are pretty cool. Then these horses. Look at the detail on the Christmas tree. Wow, just the work that went into making the horse, and then I guess Saint Nick riding on that horse. Then it looks like we got these little, I call them Russian nesting dolls. It was hard to get a picture of this child-sized telephone booth without a child in it, because the kids really loved this thing. This thing here was really cool. All the kids loved it. You can go up these stairs, make a right-hand turn, and you can slide down the ice slide. Not only did they have a play area for the children, they also had a play area for the adults. See this here? That is a bar. Everything in that bar is ice, from the tables to the seats, the actual bar, the shelves behind the bar that's holding the drinks and everything. That is all made out of ice. I didn't do much video inside the tent, but there was this cool little tunnel system they had going on, so I did record through there. Just remember, this is all made out of ice. And then this happened. Yes, I know I look a little silly. Camo shorts and a light jacket. But even Galveston gets a little chilly at night, even during Christmas time. This is something that I've wanted to do for many years, and it was included in the price of the admission for that day, so I had to take advantage of it. I seriously thought about squealing like the Geico pig when I was zipping down the line. But did I?
And into the darkness.
And what's really cool about this zip line is you get to return. After I put my life in danger on that zip line, we took a casual stroll through the Moody Gardens Festival of Lights. As you can see, there are about a bajillion lights being used to decorate the grounds. These lights are used to make many different kinds of Christmas shapes. Some of these decorations are small and some are really large. It is really pretty and slightly overwhelming just walking through all these lights. We didn't walk through the whole exhibit though, because we were worn out from the day's events. One cool thing I did capture on video was this lighted, animated, musical Christmas tree. I won't play the whole thing as it takes over 11 minutes for one complete cycle. My hands and arms sure were hurting holding that camera for that long. Today is Christmas Eve. After all of the activities yesterday, we slept in this morning. We had a late breakfast and didn't even leave the condo until afternoon sometime. We decided to just go walk around the downtown area. A lot of the shops were even open and eager to take our money, and some of them did. I didn't take any video, and I took just a few pictures of things. Later on this evening, the condo that we are staying at will be showing the movie Elf in their community room, and there will be snacks and hot chocolate provided. So I'm going to be watching a movie and eating food made by people that I have never met. If I don't return tomorrow, I guess that means they poisoned us hicks from Arkansas. Well, we could have just went.
Putting yourself on.
You have to walk on that side or people think I'm a heathen.
Aren't you?
Huh?
Aren't you?
I'm a heathen? Yeah. After walking up and down Seawall Boulevard, we decided to go down to the Port of Galveston. Really nothing going on down there since it's Christmas Day, but we wanted to check out some things that we can do tomorrow. Pretty interesting place down there.
See how they tuck in their heads?
They're shy. After hanging out at the port for a while, and since nothing is really open, we decided to go ride on the ferry again. It's Christmas, it's warm out, and it was busy. The wait was almost 30 minutes to get on the boat. The other day we pretty much just drove there and drove on the ferry. But on Christmas Day, they were running 6 ferries. All 6 ferries were carrying full loads. But I guess in Galveston on Christmas Day, when everything is pretty much closed, people go ride the ferry. All right. There we go. By the time we crossed over the Galveston shipping channel on the ferry, and then traveling a little ways to get turned around and come back, it was getting late in the day. So we decided to go to the beach across from our condo, Babe's Beach. We just laid down on the sand and even fed the seagulls. Just don't poop. Wow, them birds sure are needy. Look at all the friends we made. We had 2 pieces of bread and we shared it and we made all these friends. Now we have no more. We are trapped on the beach in Galveston, Texas. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
Tickets. The Alyssa, third oldest actively sailing ship on the planet. What that means is that she doesn't just sit here and act as a museum. She's a real working ship. She goes out to sea every single year. This year it'll be a 3-week series of day sails in April. The year after that, though, she's going to take a trip all the way to Florida as part of it. We have a few different kinds of fishing boats. We have the Chelsea Ann and the Destiny. These are called bandit boats. They're commercial red snapper fishing boats. Those pulley-like things along the sides are automated versions of rods and reels. And then the bottom line in the Captain Willie are longliners. Longliners go out into super deep water for weeks on end. They're trying to catch grouper and tilefish. Then we have Katie's. Katie's was in a show called Big Fish Texas, and that's why right there, look at that.
Look at that.
It's red snapper right there. That is the good stuff. Now, you might notice a few birds hanging out the door here. That's because they know that once she goes back in there and fillets that fish, they're going to get some free scraps, some backbones and guts and stuff. Now,
Wow.
Carefully, there's two different kinds of pelicans there. There's the smaller ones, and mako sharks are most going to attack the dolphins fairly regularly, but mako sharks. Now, this dolphin's still back here. I think it's just the one. A great spot right here because
Right there.
oh, there's something else worth checking out here. That's this thing off to our left, which is the remains of an old sunken ship called the Selma. The Selma was launched back in June 1919. It was an oil tanker, but it only served for 1 year. And then it hit a jetty off the coast of Mexico, which put a big crack in the side of the hull. So for 2 years they tried to fix this thing, but they weren't able to fix it. And so in 1922 they scuttled it here to act as a channel marker. Now that we're a little bit closer, you might be able to tell why they couldn't fix it. See, it has to do with what the Selma is made out of. Now this thing is actually made out of concrete. Now over time it hasn't just been sitting here empty and useless. It was used by rum runners during Prohibition who were smuggling booze onto the island. It was also home to a hermit named Carson LeBlanc. He lived out here for 30 years with a rowboat, a goat, and some chickens. Now he'd row ashore when he needed supplies, but basically to spend all his time out here away from the world.
After this 45 to 60 minute tour of Galveston Bay, we had to go back to LA King's Confectionery to get me some more chocolate covered Oreos. Since this is our last full day in Galveston and we have a busy night planned, we headed back to the condo to get things cleaned and packed up and take a small nap. Yes, this is the view every morning and night. For the first time in my life, or at least that I can remember, I had to have a reservation at a place of fine dining. This place, called Gato's, doesn't look great on the outside, but it is nice on the inside. First up was this bread and olive oil dish. Next up was our appetizer. I could have just ate these onion rings for my whole meal, but my wife got a peach Bellini to drink, and I got nothing that was considered foo-foo. My wife opted for the salad, and barely pictured at the bottom was my potato soup. For the main course, my wife got the filet, and I got the ribeye. This picture doesn't do it justice. This was at least 7 inches in diameter, and it was cooked perfectly, and I could cut it with a fork. This trip was pretty much our honeymoon that we never took, so they decorated my wife's cheesecake plate. It really wasn't our anniversary, but who cares? Then to finish the night, we went on a ghost tour.
drove a couple 100 miles while we was on the island down here. But today is a sad day. We have to go home. We are starting at 1,045.2 miles. I have to fill up with gas. Check back in with you later. It is now 1442.8 miles later. I don't know how many miles that was. It's been a long day. We're going to make it all the way to home. I've been putting gas in my truck for about almost 10 minutes. A little over 3/4 full. Everybody outside is complaining about how slow these pumps are. And my wife just informed me that this place is just trash on the inside. But hey, I have to use the bathroom, so I have to go in. I'll survive. I survived. All it is a glorified gift shop. It's kind of trashy the way they got to the range. They got a bumper sticker with every saying. They have anything that you can hang on your wall in your house if you're in 1970s. But I survived. I got coffee and a bathroom. I'm good. Total trip 1,818.1 miles, 772.9 miles driven today from Galveston to my house. Probably about 13 hours, but we had like an hour detour in the middle of it or something, and then we had 2 or 3 stops on the way back, so could probably do it in 10 to 11 hours. I'm tired. Good night.